Today in Minecraft Skyblock, my plan is to finally start producing fuel, but for coal. This will allow me to set up more automation on mobs and start setting up automation on crops. Without further ado, let's begin. Our current fuel setup is not really that great. It is producing a lot of regular fuel, but I'm gonna explain why we need to advance to coal fuel today. If we go ahead and look inside of the auto slayer, not the baby ones, but the main one, you can see the fuel is not keeping up. If this was keeping up, all of these empty slots would be filled by now. So currently it's not working out in our favor to keep consistently slaying because it's stopping sometimes from what it seems. So basically we need to maximize our efficiency as well. We're going to be setting up harvesters. If you take a look here, I did get a harvester from Adventure, and I also bought some upgrades off the auction house, and we have the auto crafters to make our fuel recipes. So we're prepared to start making some better automation. The only downside is it has to be in one chunk because we don't have link chests, so it's all going to be in this chunk here where everything already is currently. So in this chunk we need to set up a coal mining situation, and if we take a look at mining bots on the auction house, they're about 850,000, or technically they're 800,000. And as of the time I'm recording this, tomorrow the fund is going to unlock day 13, which means Iron Adventure Loot is going to be bringing out a ton of new resources for our island. But anyways, we need to go ahead and sell one slot and actually go ahead and get money from this. We're gonna sell it for 485,000. It's 15,000 lower than the current pricing because I need money, and this should be enough to get us a mining bot that we want for our coal nodes. And the good thing about having access to coal nodes, if we look at island mining, we have it, but if we want an alternative method instead of mining cobblestone, we can mine coal nodes and do it through automation to get iron unlocked in the future. So we definitely need to get coal nodes going so we can just get that done and over with. Oh yeah, and I also did go ahead and buy 2 more bee workers inside of the hives. I purchased them and then I put them in. So now we get more crop growth on potatoes, and then I farm them for XP, which we are at 9 on our island level and 30% as you can see on the scoreboard. So we're getting a lot of progress done. But I'd say it's best we go ahead and grab out our coal nodes. We got about 16 here, and I am going to go ahead and just place them all down so then we can stack them all into one stack and see how many we have in total. So let's go ahead, see how many we have. We need a total of 27, so we need 4 more. I'm probably going to grind those in Adventure and not actually buy them. Alright, I got stone brick. We're going to go up about this height because we want to be able to access this chest still here. So we're missing 4 coal nodes. I am going to put 1 here, so they're all going to go around here. I just need to fill all this in and break all the extra ones. There we go. So we need 4 more, and then we should be done with a full rotation. We just need a mining bot. Okay, so one thing I realized, we have to expand our chest system. So for example, we need to go ahead and break the collection here. It's gonna start depleting on the fuel, but that's fine. So let's grab out hoppers now. There we go. We got 7, and the collection chest is gonna sit right here, but we have to place it after just because it makes it easier to do that. Okay, we replace those, and then now we put the collection chest in for the regular fuel. There we go. And one thing about this setup, it is kind of scuffed, but it's definitely gonna work until we have link chests, which then we can organize everything. But for now, we gotta compact everything in one chunk and make it optimized. And then we're gonna have a crafting system along here, I think is the plan, for our coal fuel, and then a harvester setup along this chunk in the sky, and that should be good. We're gonna buy this auto miner right here, and 800,000 for one of these. So I just realized I had to take down one of the baby bots because it counts as a individual slot for all bots in general. There's only 10 you can have unless you get the island upgrades. So now we're gonna need even more hoppers to make a crafting system. So right along, I think here is where we're gonna have it. So I'm gonna set up some of the basic hoppers that we need to have set up, and I'm also gonna have the collection for the coal go, I believe, right here. And then we also need a hopper stream going along, I believe, underneath this one. There we go. And that should also put fuel into the crafter to run the crafter, of course. So we need to grab one of those. Where is that at? There it is. And we'll put a tier 1 on this mining bot so we get more island XP and all sorts of good stuff. And then the harvester will eventually put an upgrade on that as well. But now we're gonna go ahead, place down the mining bot. It has to be facing this way so it runs in the proper direction. And now we also go into the menu and we're gonna select coal fuel on the next page. There we go. So quickly, I'm gonna fill all of this in because I do want to quick start all of this as soon soon as possible. And then we need one hopper feeding back here, and we should start getting fuel in here, and then this will fill up as well. So I'm gonna fill this, there we go, and then we'll let all that flow through. Okay, so I think everything is 100% situated here. It's just a matter of getting the coal collection down. We're gonna go ahead, place the collection in, go to the mining, and select coal, and it should craft coal fuel. Here we go. There we go. Coal fuel is now being produced. Let's go. And now, since that is all situated, we are gonna swap over to coal fuel on the slaying setup. And actually, a good way you could do this is using a ton of chests as a way to replace hoppers, so then you're not actually spending as much science gold on said hoppers, and you can conserve how much gold you use. And then I gotta make a giant chest stream going down. So I made the chest stream. As you can see, it's just 4 double chests, and then I can place only 4 hoppers, I believe, compared to what I would have had to place if I was not doing that. And I don't think we need to place 2 hoppers down. If I need to, I will put one here, but for now I think we're good. Just have it like this. So if we take a look at island mining, you should see we're now getting coal progression towards island mining for iron nodes. So we're definitely gonna get that done in no time. Nothing to worry about there at all. And right now the fuel is just kind of backing up, so we kind of have to wait on that. It's not showing any decreasing signs. It's all just stacking up slowly. So eventually this is all going to be overflown again. All the fuel will be spitting on the ground again. It's just gonna take some time. So I'm gonna give an update here once this is all situated and overflowing, and then we'll go ahead and make the harvester setup. So I will be right back. So it is the next day, and I do want to give an update on what I've been doing for roughly an hour before I started pressing record really quickly here. But if we take a look at my pickaxe, we do have an enchant known as Super Breaker, which I did put on my pickaxe because it does help when mining nodes. So we definitely are going to need this when doing quests on our island at some point. Basically, it gives kind of like a haste effect compared to the haste enchant that's no longer in the game anymore. And we also have a few things we do need to go ahead and do. If we go into PV2, I've prepared some enchants for my sword because I want to make a questing sword. We got sharpness and smite 5 now on the sword. I am gonna go ahead and grab out the enchants in PV2, and I'll explain each of them really quickly. Also, the system over here has been working fantastic. I did do some redesigning. We only have 2 slayers down just so this guy can consistently run properly, and it's slowly backlogging on its fuel. But we'll go over the first enchant. Shredder deals more damage to island slayer mobs. So for example, when you try and kill spiders with sharpness 5, smite 5, or bane 5 or whatever, it's not gonna do damage that you're looking for. At least you need Shredder to make sure you one-shot them, from my knowledge. So this is the one I'm hoping applies mainly, and it applied. Okay, so we're good on that. That was what I was hoping for the most, but we got some other enchants we're gonna go over as well. We got Continuum, which basically helps put progress into the next quest you're gonna get once you complete a quest. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that one. That applied, let's go. Serendipity gives you a multiplier to your quest progress, so it's really good to have this enchant. I'd hope it applies. It does. Let's go. 10% chance is not failing us yet. And then we, of course, have Timeless, which basically means the next quest will have a longer time to complete, so you have more time to work with. So we're going to go ahead and apply this. Boom. That one applied. And our last gem is Selfish Spoils. It'll reduce the amount of island XP you need on the next quest for the progression of that quest. So this one I really want, and we got it. They all applied. All at 10%. That is perfect. We made our god kind of stone sword, I guess, in a sense, because I wanted to put it on the galactic sword since it has looting 1 to begin with. So now I'm gonna start doing more island quests. We do have the heroic and the mythic. They are quite cheaper than the adventure versions of these, so you can get a lot of loot from questing. And then at some point we are gonna go ahead and apply these enchants to my leggings for farming. Right now we don't have the sockets, so I do have to get the other 4 sockets to do so. But what I've been doing currently with this pickaxe with Super Breaker is just mining a ton, and all I'm really mining for is getting the requirement for the cobblestone for the iron nodes to be unlocked. Even though you don't need it, I thought I might as well go for it while I'm waiting for some XP to go up on the island, so I have something to do as well. We already do have the requirement for the coal being done, because if you take a look at island mining here, go look at iron, we have 40,000 overnight, so in less than 24 hours, we got over 4 times the amount we needed from the automation of the coal. And I did also buy the other 4 nodes, even though I could have went in adventure. I've also been selling slots that I've been collecting over time with money, because the price of these scale over the time of the map, so whenever I need them, I will sell them again. Also, I don't really mention this often in the videos, but I do put a little animation, of course. If you are gonna buy anything on the Cosmic Store at all at any point in time, make sure to use my creator code. I'd appreciate it a ton because it directly supports me while I'm making these Cosmic videos. So if you are going to purchase anything, I'd appreciate it a ton. So we're going on the auction house, we're buying Serendipity, we're going to get the cheapest one, and we're going to put it on the pickaxe. It's almost like a must-have enchant just because of the multiplier, and we want it on our pickaxe so we can speed things up here for questing. So we're going to go into Gemforge, and we're going to apply this. Boom, it applied. I haven't been failing any gems this map, which is actually crazy. I think I've failed like 1 or 2 gems, and every single one has applied since, even though it's only a 10% chance to fail. Some people have the worst luck ever, and then I usually get like middle to like the best luck possible. I've not had any bad luck recently, which is good. Before we go ahead and buy some dust, I am going to redeem this sugarcane recipe I purchased a while back, I think a few days ago, just so we have sugarcane unlocked. Might as well get that. Then we're going to look at the dust pricing. I'm pretty sure it's like around under 500 right now because we're only just about to hit Iron Avenger, so everyone's been running chain. So there's a lot of dust to be grabbed for cheap right now, so I definitely need this. All right, we'll put this dust on, and there we go. All right, we apply it, and it worked. All right, we're going to buy Selfish Spoils, and then I think that's pretty much it for now. For enchants, I want to put on the pickaxe, so let's go ahead, dust this down. And we do have socket scrolls on everything in case something fails, but we haven't failed really anything, so it's fine. So we're just missing 1 enchant, and I don't really know what I want to put here. Okay, so looking at every enchant here, we're just going to get Shatter. They did nerf it a lot compared to last map. It's not as good, so that's why everyone's getting Super Breaker and Shatter. The problem with Shatter is that it's very expensive, so I might not actually buy it for the time being, and we'll just have to deal with what we got for now. So I'm gonna get the rest of the progression done on the iron here, even though we don't really need it. Might as well get the questing loot, and then I gotta wait for all this to backlog before we actually make a harvesting setup. We'll see what I do. I'll come back with an update here in a moment. Okay, so it is the next day, and I got the whole system situated, and I did manage to go ahead and purchase 27 more coal nodes, so we can make another layer of this. So we are gonna put another one above there. I could put it right here to save hoppers, but the thing is it's kind of interfering with all of this area, so we're gonna move it above and just use some extra hoppers. I have to reconfigure this just so it's a little bit more customized. So we'll go ahead, put the fuel back in, let this guy run again with this tier 1 upgrade, which we have a ton of upgrades I've been buying as well. As you can see, a ton of upgrades here. So I'm gonna quickly disposal all of this fuel before I go ahead and destroy this, so then it's not filling my inventory like crazy. So we're gonna build another stone brick platform as per usual for where we're gonna put the nodes. And I also got the mining requirement done for IS mining. All right, so put this here, put the node here, if it lets me place it. There we go. And the way we're gonna have this get fueled is actually doing a weird loop thing. I don't really know how to explain it by speaking about it, but basically we just loop it around with 3 hoppers. Then it's gonna go around all the way around in this area, and it should fill all of this still, which is fine. Also, we have to get rid of one of the baby mining bots, so we're gonna do that really quickly. Just get rid of this guy that I destroyed here. We put down the auto miner, and we put down a upgrade in it that we have to grab. There we go, upgrade acquired, put that in, and then we're gonna also put the hopper on the top. And actually the hopper needs to be facing a different way, so put it like this. Man, the name tags are getting in the way. Okay, so there we go. It's just kind of leading down to this area, and then it does its loop around and then goes back into the system. That seems pretty easy to me to understand. We're just gonna have to test it out and see how it works at least. So we're gonna go ahead, go here, and turn on fuel. Okay, yeah, so it's filling into here still, so it's definitely working. That's perfect. We're gonna grab more of the excess fuel on the ground because there's still a little bit more, and then we'll put that in the mining bot, and we should be good. We're slowly removing the baby mining bots, which is nice. But let's go ahead and put the rest of this fuel in, and I'll grab out some fuel from here just so this guy can get filled. So the reason I did have to make this second system is because we were on the brink of this fuel not working with 2 auto slayers, because I put 2 down with tier 1s on cows instead of baby ones. So basically this thing was just barely keeping up when I tested last night. So we need to have an overflow of fuel, and then we need to set up the harvesters on an interval that does not interfere with the fuel like breaking it in general. So we'll have fuel go along here, and it's gonna be a harvester harvester under this and under this. That is the whole gist of this system, and then we're gonna have crops going along this way, and it should be good. And we need a collection system, of course, at some point, so we're gonna set that up after. So here's how the harvesters work. You have them on a 3 by however long you want to kind of make it, because that's how far these guys will reach, 3 blocks, and they go in the middle for harvesting things. So we're gonna have it go all the way to the end of the chunk, and there's no refueling station for these guys besides the front, so we're gonna have an interval on these that I'll explain here in a bit. It's pretty easy to understand the interval system. It's just a matter of getting it set up, so it shouldn't be too difficult. When making farms like this in the sky, you technically want to use leaves, any kind, of course. And then the best part about it is the water doesn't leak from the leaves, which just makes this so much better. So go ahead, put the water in. You can't visibly see it because I use fast leaves, but there is water because it's already making the soil wet, and then it's also disappearing. All right, so the water is situated. We are gonna set this up with, I think, carrots, or what do we have currently? Okay, so we only have potatoes. I think I'll buy some because I still want to manually farm these. Okay, we're gonna buy these 2 stacks, and we'll see if it's enough. I highly doubt it, but we are gonna start with this side. I think we'll have enough potatoes to get this going. So we'll go here, get the harvesters and the tier 1 upgrades to get more crops and XP on our island, of course. Place these guys in. So they're not gonna run. They need fuel, of course, but if we open the menu, you can see no fuel, and then there's the fuel yellow pane that if you click, you can change the interval. And to give a rundown, when you have a tier 2 or tier 3, the interval cycle amount changes, but the seconds are different from the cycle. So if it's just a regular or a tier 1, it's going to be the same. One interval cycle is literally just a second, but when you get a tier 2, it's going to change the difference of that, and same with a tier 3. But right now, we want to make it so the cycle is like almost the maximum, or maybe let's go 60 seconds. So then it has enough time to refill and whatnot, and then I'll adjust it over time if I need to. So we're gonna go ahead, get this down to about 60 seconds. So basically, once I fill them all in with fuel and they run to these hoppers, they're gonna stop for 60 seconds, fuel up, and wait until they're all fully fueled, even though they will be. That is basically all it's gonna do, is make them wait there under the hopper. So let's take a look at it. All right, the first one's there, and it should say refueling, and any of the fuel that was used will be refueled, and then it just sits here for a minute. That's basically it. So we turn on our chunks because these are 2 different chunks, so we gotta put collection in 2 different ones. Okay, we should have enough hoppers here if I'm not mistaken. Just need to put them like this. And there we go. Yeah, we have enough hoppers. So we put 2 regular chests down, and we put the collection chests on the side because it's gonna double output if it gets too many items inside at some point. But basically, it's gonna fill one side majority, and then once that side's full, it'll go to the next. So here's how the double output works. If you have more than 5 items, it's gonna split those, and only 1's gonna go in here, and 5 is gonna go in here. That's basically the gist of it. More than 5, and it's gonna do a split between these chests because that's how many items it pulls at a time, 5 or lower, I guess you could say. And then the final touch, we need our tier 1 upgrades in these guys so they can actually run properly with the extra upgrades. I forgot to put 1 in there, so I guess I can put the other one away. That being said, we got our mining system for coal fuel, and we got farming going, which is amazing. We're gonna get a lot more passive island XP from this, which is amazing. That being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I do appreciate all the support, and I will see you all in the next one.